There is an animal alive in your ocean right now. When it gets old or sick, it does not die. It turns back into a baby and starts over.
Wait, that is not a myth. That is a real animal?
Turritopsis dohrnii, a jellyfish the size of your fingernail. Almost nobody knows why this actually works.
A potato in a fantasy kingdom just found the same trick written in ancient stone.
By the end of this, you will know why one tiny jellyfish has scientists questioning how aging really works.
And why a kingdom of immortal soldiers got it catastrophically wrong for 300 years.
With real biology. No magic required. Turritopsis dohrnii is one of the only animals considered biologically immortal.
Immortal does not mean it cannot be eaten or crushed.
It means the organism has no built-in expiration date.
Many tissues age because cells gradually lose their ability to repair and divide normally.
One reason for this is telomeres, the protective caps on chromosome ends.
Think of them like the plastic tip on a shoelace.
Each time a cell copies itself, the tip gets slightly shorter.
Eventually the cell detects damage and stops dividing. It just sits there.
Telomere shortening is one reason cells age. It is not the whole story.
Aging is also DNA damage, epigenetic drift, mitochondria failing. It all stacks up.
The jellyfish appears to escape normal aging by rebuilding itself through cellular reprogramming.
A mature muscle cell in its body can turn into something completely different.
That process is called transdifferentiation. Humans rarely do this naturally.
But scientists have reprogrammed adult cells back towards stem-like states in a lab.
The potato arrived in Arveth, a kingdom built into white limestone cliffs. The kingdom had no graveyards.
No graveyards. Not hidden ones. Not outside the walls. None.
Assessment. Either remarkable or a situation requiring immediate exit planning.
That is not ominous at all. That is absolutely fine.
Its soldiers were ancient. The oldest had fought 300 years ago.
300. And still at his post, completely unbothered by this being strange.
The king handed the potato a scroll, a biological record. 3 centuries old.
Why does this medieval scroll have better biology notes than my college textbook?
Prediction. The potato will misread ancient biology and cause a diplomatic incident.
I had taken 2 semesters of cell biology before the truck hit. I could read this fine.
Arveth had developed a process to periodically reset its soldiers. Biological age.
Like a factory reset, but for the human body, using a compound from a sea organism.
They called it the endless bloom. The potato recognized from a class he barely passed.
Turritopsis dohrnii, harvested from their coastline for 300 years.
Correction. The potato recognized it immediately. Prediction revised.
Congratulations, Arveth. Your fantasy kingdom accidentally invented marine biology.
The narrator noted this without enthusiasm. Every human cell carries molecular changes that together act like a biological clock.
Part of the clock runs on telomere length. Long telomeres, younger acting cells.
Each time a cell divides, the telomere gets slightly shorter.
After too many divisions, the cell detects the damage and stops reproducing. It quits.
Senescent cells do not die. They stop working and release inflammatory signals.
So basically, my body is slowly filling up with cells that have clocked out but refuse to leave.
That is one big reason we age.
My cells are an old office where half the staff retired but are still using the kitchen.
Disturbingly accurate.
The immortal jellyfish appears to reprogram damaged tissues before this process finishes.
Under extreme stress, its cells de-differentiate. They lose their specialized identity.
A cell that was muscle tissue can revert to a less committed state.
Then transdifferentiation rebuilds the organism with fresh cellular identity.
The clock partially resets. The organism gets another run. Scientists filmed it in a tank.
The potato had one immediate problem with what Arveth was doing.
The jellyfish resets only when its body is under serious biological stress.
Starvation, injury, severe deterioration. The internal crisis triggers the reversal.
Arveth had interpreted this to mean, we have to physically break our soldiers first.
The king confirmed this, calmly, as if describing crop rotation.
He said it like it was obvious. I told him that was not a military strategy.
He said the 30 oldest soldiers were proof it worked.
Proof it worked was not the same as proof it was survivable for anyone else.
80% of Arveth's candidates did not survive the reset process.
80%. They were killing 4 soldiers to try to save one.
The narrator observed that nobody had apparently done this arithmetic in 3 centuries.
300 years and nobody checked the survival rate?
300 years of ritual. Nobody asked if it could be done differently.
Volunteer only, the king told me. I asked what the alternative was.
Being volunteered, he said calmly.
I sat down. I needed a moment.
The king then looked at the potato with genuine curiosity.
He said, "You clearly understand this process. Perhaps you should demonstrate it."
The potato understood, very suddenly, why this kingdom had no graveyards.
I told him I had a better idea. One that did not involve me specifically.
The potato read the scroll again, much more carefully this time.
The jellyfish does not force the reversal. It senses its own biological distress.
Internal chemical signals from inside the cell trigger the process to begin.
Arveth was bypassing that signal entirely. Pure external trauma instead.
In Arveth's version of the process, the internal trigger appeared to matter enormously.
They were forcing the crisis from outside. The body cannot tell the difference.
Which is why 80% of them did not survive. They were skipping the actual step. In 2006, a scientist named Shinya Yamanaka did something the field thought was impossible.
He took adult mouse cells and reprogrammed them back into a stem-like state.
Using 4 proteins now called the Yamanaka factors. October 4, SOX2, KLF4, CMYC.
He did not copy the jellyfish, but what he found rhymes with what the jellyfish does.
That work won the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine in 2012.
The jellyfish had been doing something in the same neighborhood for millions of years.
Current labs are studying partial cellular reprogramming in living tissue.
Researchers would settle for healthier old age. Full reversal is not the goal.
Removing the biological ceiling that makes the last decades of life so damaging.
The jellyfish proves biology has evolved a way to avoid normal aging in one organism.
Understanding how it does that matters far more than harvesting the animal. The potato proposed a different approach to the king.
Before anyone asks, no, I am not injecting random jellyfish into people.
The potato proposed working with the body's internal signaling, not around it.
Deliver the compound slowly. Let the body's own sensors decide the timing.
The king called it heresy. The scroll was 300 years of tradition.
300 years of tradition with an 80% kill rate. My counter was solid.
Unexpectedly, the potato's reasoning was scientifically plausible.
The king agreed to one test. 1 soldier, actual volunteer.
A soldier named Veldan, 62 years old. Longest active service in Arveth.
The royal healers monitored with what they called diagnostic rune charts.
The potato watched actual recovery indicators. He did not clarify the difference.
3 weeks in, Veldan's stamina improved. His wounds healed faster than expected.
In Arveth's own terms, the body was performing younger than the calendar said.
I cannot tell you exactly what happened at the cellular level. I am a potato.
For the first time all episode, the king had no answer. He stood there quietly.
Then he asked, how many of those jellyfish would we need?
Recommendation accepted. The potato's approach was adopted as the new protocol.
You do not farm the animal, you understand what the animal does.
Farming is a shortcut. Understanding is what actually scales.
Once you understand the mechanism you can look for it elsewhere. Figure it out piece by piece.
The king stopped scheduling the next trauma ritual.
I called that a win.
Back in your world, that same question is playing out in real research labs.
Companies like Calico, Altos Labs, and Unity Biotechnology are working on this now.
Partial cellular reprogramming. Whether limited age reversal in humans is achievable.
The jellyfish proves biology has evolved a remarkable way to avoid normal aging.
That is very different from proving humans can do the same thing.
The proof of concept exists. Scientists are still figuring out exactly how it works.
One organism in your ocean solved it once. That matters.
The potato left Arveth thinking about the 80% who did not make it.
300 years of a ritual nobody questioned, until someone read the scroll twice.
Meanwhile, the next kingdom sent a messenger with an unusual problem.
A population of humans who had stopped sleeping completely. For generations.
Wait, stopped sleeping entirely? Like, at all?
Next time we find out what actually happens when you remove sleep permanently.